Ooh, how's it going, everybody? Good evening. We are live with a late evening session, ladies and gentlemen. Just gonna be streaming here for a quick bit. Would have streamed at the open, but it's kind of passed out. A bit tired, if I'll be honest. And doing some, stayed up pretty late last night, so I'm, just now hopping on. Either way, what are we looking at here? Holding at this level, we have a gap for this open. That's actually that's a huge gap. So 700 down to 500, that's like a 200 point gap. Is this gap going to be filled tomorrow? We're just going to dump, or are the bulls going to continue making all-time highs? Friday was pretty wild, if I'm going to be honest. It was wild. We have a 200 point gap. That is wild. For all-time highs? Dang. Well, we do know about gaps is gaps love to get filled. So right now, just chilling out. We don't really have much movement. We're in like this 30-point range. But the Bulls are definitely kind of in control right now. We just have a little bit of a bull flag moving up. Because look here, it was lower high. Bulls bounced it back, higher low. And this is just on a 3-minute time frame. We're just going a little bit higher. Higher low, higher low. Are they going to break this level? Do have highs up here. Oh, sorry. I just like woke up from my nap. That sounds so weird to say. It sounds, to be honest, a little bit. It's like a kid. Oh my god, I took a nap. No, I just passed out. That's what happened. I stayed up too late and from yesterday, and I woke up too early. So I had like 4 hours of sleep in total in between. So I needed to catch some sleep, or else I was not going to be able to think straight. But we are moving up here. It's a slow grind, but again, some movement. Getting some immediately. We are holding the ADMA, and my VWAP is not popping up. It kind of sometimes I get lucky if it shows up, and sometimes I don't get lucky. The reason why the VWAP is not showing up is because with Tradeovate, you're required to buy it now, which is it's so lame. Forcing you to buy the VWAP. I'm not gonna pay for a VWAP. So you have EMA and everything. These are some of the indicators that Tradeovate has for free. And to be honest, I don't even use a lot of them. I have ADMA, but I just went out of and used ADMA. I'm all price action, baby. That's what we do. Full on price action. What's happening here? Are the Bears gonna bring me back down to town? Is that what's about to happen? This buy right here got immediately sold, so the Bulls didn't really have enough strength to control it there. Let's look at my brackets. Looking good. Just so you know, if I am going to be taking account, I'm just doing it on this evaluation account that I'm trying to pass. I'm not going to be trading my funded, not on Asia session. I'm through with trading my funded account Asia session. I've been burned so many times. Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, look at that. About 15 points. Pretty solid. Either way, if we get set up, I will take a trade though. As always, 90% of traders lose money. Trade at your own risk. And this stream is for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. So do not copy any of my trades, because you will be burned. So do not copy me. Don't even look at my trades. This is all an illusion. But let's see what is gonna happen. ES is kind of moving the same as well, with incongruence with NASDAQ. So if they do hold this level, I think just a little bit of a short hold right here. Hold it, could be a good chance to pump it back up, right? But overall, it may be this level down here for that supply zone. Sorry, no, a demand zone. Supply is like a sell zone. So like this. I do a lot of price action, supply and support, resistance, supply and demand, whatever you want to call it. Resistance support is the best way to do it. And there's nothing special about it. You're just literally looking at areas where there's a lot of bounces in between. That's really what a demand zone or a support zone is. Oh, we're still getting some pretty decent price action. Sorry. Still trying to wake up. Still getting some decent action here, actually. 10 points. I mean, if you're moving, 10 points is really good, solid. I don't care what anybody says. For me, I'll take that 10 points. On one mini contract, that's $200. That's what I normally do. And if you wonder why I'm wearing a hat, it's because my hair's all messed up. I'm not really in the mood to wash my hair, if I'm being honest. So yeah, check it out though. Let me look at my camera, make sure you can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Lauterbrunnen, Switzerland, baby. One of my best hats that I own. We are kind of dead now. This gap though is insane. Like, this is a 200-point gap. Is it gonna fill it for the New York session tomorrow? As always, I am in the US, but right now, before the market, it is the Asia session. I think London opens around close to midnight, my time, I think. I'm not too sure. But yeah. London's. It would be crazy if we moved 200 points to the downside, though, for London. Which, I mean, I think it's. Can happen? Yes. Anything can happen in day trading, but. You know, I just don't really see it happening. New York session could close it, but are we gonna fill the gap tomorrow, or is it gonna do the other thing where it follows Friday's movements of just moving straight up? Because if we look at, I'm gonna change this to the hour. Basically, Friday was 24th. So yeah, I mean, we sold for. Actually, let's double check. Yeah, it's 24th. So the 24th. Yeah, I mean, we just moved up. Crazy. Set all time, no all time highs again. Right now, though, on a 3-minute chart, little break of structure. I think I would have loved to have seen this just move up. Bulls want to stay in control, but it doesn't seem like that is the case. Switch that back to my 5-minute chart. I mean, ES is holding it pretty good too. I'm looking on the other screen. right now. If you're wondering what the balance of this account is, we are at $1,060. That is the current balance on it. So we bumped it up around, I think, $400 Friday if you watched that session. So that's where this account is at. I think it's on the third day. So I just have to trade for 2 more days and get to a profit target, then I would pass it. But right now, we're under the ADMA. We're just gonna chop here for the night for Asia session. Is that what's about to happen? We have a new 3-minute candle opening up here in about 50 seconds. Just so y'all know, there is a delay on my stream too. I don't know how to get that down. I've turned it. I think it's the latency. I'm not really an expert on the stream, which I don't have an excuse not to learn it. But I'm trying to figure out how I can get that delay down because I've watched a couple videos on it and I just can't figure it out. I don't know why. Well, I don't know how. Maybe I can just co-pilot that. Co-pilot's such a clutch thing to use. Use an AI to help out. So moving down, is this gonna be where we bump down to 22? There we go. The bear's gonna take control of this again and take us back down to this level down here. And then it seems like it's playing in between 2 ranges. So we got up here. You also have down here as well. So it's like it's this little chop zone of bouncing in between. Let's take a peek at Alberta ES. Oh, oh, I think I zoomed in too, man. Zoomed in a little bit too close. It just disappeared on me. 34. I'd be interested in something like this. We can get the move back up. Have about another 2 minutes before the next candle opens. So the ask is at 30. Move it up a little bit. See if we can get this range play right here. Just gonna be a little bit patient here. Might have to be a move where I mark it in. I mean, if it breaks down below 26 and it goes to my take profit, I'm gonna cancel this trade. I want to see the bulls make one more attempt, squeeze out some of the bulls. Thinking it's gonna go up and trap them up at 33.25. But it may not happen because the bid's going down. We're 26.75, 26.50. Yeah, I think the bear's gonna drop it down here, so I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this trade. Yep. Probably could have just marketed it in right there, but I think I was a little bit too hesitant. If you know anything about, if you've been tuning in, I want to be get my entry, so I went in the chop range. If it's going down like as close to the top as possible, just so that my stop loss is at a point where I'm not really having to stress about it. Coming down to this zone here, 32 to 24. It's not bad. It's about 8 points. That's for sure. I think it's gonna break 22 for sure here. At some point. At some point, right? Doesn't mean that it has to happen. It doesn't mean that it has to happen. I think the Bears are definitely in control, so we should be seeing the break of 22 here. Maybe trap here again for another move up. I don't know. Here we go. Bears are making their move down again. Gotta stay hydrated too, if you know what I mean. So the bid is at 23.50. Break 23. I think we flushed to 22. It's only 1 point, but right now we're in the Asia session, so 23, 25. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, I'm looking here at the bid and the ask. You're seeing basically the Bears and the Bulls fighting against each other. But if the ask keeps pushing up, it's a good indication that price might be driving up. If the bid is going down, then that's where we're at. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, so the bid's at 23. Yep. If we get under that, there you go. 22. I think the right play would have been to get 32. But again, the 10 points. Not bad. Holding up now. This was kind of support. We did bounce off this level here a little bit. So the bottom level down here, and then you have this area. So of course you're going to see some a little bit of support there. Let's move all the drawings here. If there's something that I don't like about Trade Debate, it's just that the capability to draw on it really just sucks. They don't have a tool that you can draw either, so it's like super basic. Either that or there's a paid version you can get, but I'm not gonna pay for tools. I don't need to draw. Realistically, I just don't need to. Most of the time, I'm just staring at this blank thing. And the scores in the background. This is not an indicator. It's built in with the chart and whatnot. So like just showing like a 5, 10. If I zoom out, it does that. So it kind of just gives me it's by default the TradeAway has that, but it's pretty good. It gives me visual on if I want to take 5 points, 10 points. Each range basically is increments of 5, and it can change depending on volatility. When the market is super whippy, that's where I look at. But we're coming down. Here's the 10s to the bottom side. 18. Good chance that we do test this area down here. Just because this is where we bounce, so that's why I'm saying that as well. And obviously the bears are power of hindsight are in control here. Really doesn't make sense to go long here either. Maybe you take a gamble and it works out, but just not for me. Also, I don't know if people freaking trade the hour. So custom time. We're in minutes. I think 60 times 4 would be 240. That would be the 4 hour. I don't know how people trade the 4 hour. I'm not judging either. I'm just saying there's no 4 hour, especially when you're at all-time highs. There's no level to go off of. You're just at the top. That's what it is. Yeah, 60 minutes. Would be crazy if we do get this fill for open of maybe London session. Just chilling down here. Not much has been going on. If you did catch this, might be the sell 40 here. You'd be up 20 points, 21 ish, whatever. Can't do math right now, but 25. Super solid. It's a slow grind, but if you're catching 10 plus points in Asia session, I think it's a pretty good Asia session. Now, if you're in like a 5 point range, that's tough. Super tough. Not gonna lie to you. That's if you're there. But if you ain't, you ain't. Where's this account at? Look at some of the balances of my accounts. Yo, nice. I do have a couple of funded accounts that I could take money out. It's not much, it's very minimal, but right now, if you're wondering, is this guy just all talk and no show? I have 3 funded accounts. Whenever I do trade my funded accounts, I just want to trade it and just be focused on it. So normally I'm not streaming that. Whenever I do trade those, not saying that I won't, but currently whenever I trade it, I just need to focus on my trades, especially for funded. But I'm just trying to take small base hits on those. Small hits, and then kind of just go from there. That's where I'm at. Do need to get some music though. I feel like I need some music in this stream. I gotta scan something for my thing. Oh, No. There's not much happening now too, so one thing that I'm implementing myself, if there's nothing happening, then to stop looking at the screen. Because what's gonna happen? You're gonna critique yourself out. And that is not good. Gotta scan this little thing. How the freak do I scan this? How do I oh, points. I don't even know how to freaking scan this. Am I tweaking? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Oh, whatever. Either way, yeah, we're moving downtown, folks. We're 4 points away from 10. Should see here. Doesn't have to happen, as always. I just say that because with trading, nothing's well. The only thing that is guaranteed, I can guarantee you this: 100% day trading is that you will lose money. Oh, profound, right? And the stats say that 90% of traders lose money, but realistically, everybody, 100% of day traders lose money. At some point, you are going to lose money. No one ever just enters the market and never ever loses any money. Don't think I've ever met any traders that have just made money and not lost. Even when you're making money, you're losing money. Does that make sense? Paying commission fees and whatnot. Level 25. Do we just bounce off here again? Make another run for the highs? Of Well, the highs technically are up here. This is the current all-time high, 68. I think that's where it's at. Don't have the exact. Let's If we zoom in further, I can get a good indication. 68.25. Yep. 60 and one tick. That's where we were at. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna go grab something. I'll be right back. So, y'all watch the market for me. Make sure that it just moves. I'm just kidding. Nobody can control it. But I gotta grab something from the kitchen. So, I'm gonna turn off my camera. And we'll be back here shortly. Actually, let's see here. I probably should put a stream of. We'll be back shortly. Actually, yeah, we'll be back. All right, y'all, we are back, but I'm just gonna eat now, so I'm gonna keep the camera off for a bit. We'll be watching the stream. If you have any questions, just let me know in the chat, and I'll just try to answer it. All right, I'm back. Oh man, just munching. I'm gonna some good dinner. Anyways, I'm looking to just take a long entry right here. Target the highs for a quick 10 points. The bid is at 1675. It's kind of just hovering, not really coming to my level here. Just staying shy of my entry. Gonna be patient here. Wait for the market to tag me in. Excuse me. This is hanging at the bottom too, so if I don't get filled in here, and oh, solid. My bad dinner. I'm be honest. We're keeping it simple. Getting some good old McDonald's. That's about it. Two McChickens and some fries. Gotta love the McDonald's app. Get some protein, some carbs. I think I spent less than $5 on it. Oh, well, I'm not getting entered, so. Alright. If you want to do this, I'm not interested. No longer interested in this trade. Wanted to get in at 16, and now we're going up. But yeah, dinner was just two McChickens, some fries. Spent less than $5 in total. Insane. That's why it took me a little bit longer to come back, because I know it's late at night, but I don't have to work tomorrow, so got a cup of Joe. Just enjoying my night here. Tragic though, man. Well, here comes the order that I was looking for. The reason why I wanted to go long here too as well is just because we have this candle, but also it just seems a little bit too obvious just to go back down like that. That just seemed too obvious, and I missed my entry here. It is what it is. Look at that. It would have tagged me out perfectly. 10 points had I just gotten in. That sucks. I'm not going to say it doesn't suck, right? A lot of traders can say, well, you always got the next one. But I'll be honest, it kind of stings sometimes when you miss an entry. But it's good. It's fine. We're good. Just wait for the next one. Overall, though, right now, that would have been a beautiful trade had I just gone in. Even if I didn't capture the full 10 points, like 9 points, that's okay. They are, man. Solid. Super fire. I don't know if the chicken is real, but you know what? For less than $5 for two McChickens and a large fry, can't go wrong with that. It's not the healthiest, but I do work out too, so I keep everything so minimal as far as my diet. But as far as my strategy, Solace, I actually, oh, I'll keep it very simple. How I trade: support, resistance, and realistically, I just trade price action. I go with the trend. If we're going up, then I'm gonna continue to trade like the most basics: bear flags, bull flags, just like the following the trend, looking at support and resistance. That's really Those are like the big two that I use, and from there I scalp. So right now I'm currently just trading for 10 points, kind of scalping with the current market that we are in. Obviously, there's a lot of money that I'm leaving on the table by scalping, and the reason why I scalp is just because that's what really have found that works for me. I can go for bigger as well sometimes if I'm feeling it and I see that we're getting a good move in the market. Yeah, I'll extend my take profit, but overall, that's my strategy. If that makes sense. I know like I'm not going too much in detail, but I feel like if you've been trading for a while, then everybody kind of starts at those levels, right? Sorry, I have to cough, so I'm muting myself, so y'all don't have to hear me go, sound like I'm dying over here. Immediately sold into. And if you're looking at the 80 man, you're like, well, you have an 80. Sorry, you have an EMA. Do you not use that? I'll be honest, I don't. I kind of just, I don't know. I've always just had it, and it kind of just at this point, I'm used to just seeing it there. Like it has like a visual, and I don't know how to explain it. It's like something you just have there, and I'm just kind of keeping it there, to be honest. Right now, let's see here. ES was hanging at the lows, but ooh, good chance we still make a move to the downside. I think if the bears hold here. So this is the 3 minute that I'm looking at right now. If we're just bringing down the technicality, kind of thinking out loud to myself, lower high, lower high, lower high. And if we form this lower high, could be the other leg down. And the reason why I'm thinking that way right now too is I like to look at ES. We move to the ES here. I'll pop it up for you guys. ES is hanging down here, and NASDAQ is up here. And based on what I've seen, I like to see the two move incongruent. So ES sometimes leads NASDAQ. So I think if ES breaks down, it might take NASDAQ down with it. Doesn't mean that it has to happen, but this is kind of how I trade, right? Walking you through my thought process. And the goal here is really just to scalp. Like I said, I just want to scalp, take my money, get here and there. Small profits add up, especially if you have multiple accounts. So it has really helped me though, just to scalp with my psychology. I've trained because sometimes whenever I'm aiming for big profits, I'll be in profit like $200, $300 and not take it because I'm not getting the full. Let's just say I have 20 points. This is just an example, right? So I'm going to put a trade up here. This is not going to fill me, right? So let's say that, you know, I got in up here. I was here. I opened up whenever we were trading up here. And let's say my take profit was down here. Let's say we do have a huge gap too also. This is 200 points, which is insane. But let's say that I was getting very, very rambunctious. I think if that's the right word to say. Because sometimes gaps, more than most of the time, gaps love to get filled, right? Let's say even if that, let's just say my target was down here. Normally, if I didn't scalp, just 10 points, I'd be like, oh, well, we came down here. I'm not happy with that. And then I get stopped. Oh, market's moving down. Dang it, whatever. Anyways, oh, happening. What did I hate saying this, okay? I hate being that guy. Oh, look, it happened. But, yep, this is kind of leading the way. Yep. So right now, that's actually how I'm doing it, Solace. I get 10 points, I'm done. Normally, because I have 3 funded accounts right now, so I'm just trying to I don't copy trade right now currently. I used to copy trade, but man, it takes a toll on your brain when you take a loss on one account and then all of a sudden you're thinking, well, my loss is not quadrupled. But to answer your question, I don't want to go on a tangent, but yes, currently, whenever I get 10 points on a funded account, I will move to the next and kind of just call it. And depending on, I guess, my mental capacity for that moment, I will continue. So if I move through my funded accounts and make $200 across each, within let's say 15 minutes at the open, because I scalp, so it's like it's very easy for me just to get in and out and make money very quick. Depending on how I feel, I will either continue or not. But as of late, I've just 10 points, I'm done moving through my accounts. And then I'm also trying to get more funded accounts, try to get up to 5 and max out for this prop firm that I'm with, which we won't mention their name until we are officially partnered with them. But currently, that's the goal. But yeah, really just done. 10 points in and out. Now for the evaluation, it's a little bit different, I guess. For evaluation, I'm trying to push that thing to the max that I can make in each day. Because I'm not really trying to spend too much time. And I hate to say it's so gray. It's such a gray line, right? Not just black and white. It just really boils down to my mental capacity because I've been at a point where I'm just like, man, I can't stare at a screen any longer. I don't want to look at another candle. And if I make money early on, I'm like, all right, time to focus on other duties. Because I'm not a full time trader yet, too. So whenever I do make my money, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I'm happy. Yes. So do you have a loss rule? I'm gonna be real honest. Yes. Short answer is yes. If I go below, let's say, the threshold for each account is different. So I'll explain it this way. On my funded accounts, I am above the buffer to take a payout. So if I get to that amount, then I walk away. So if I have, let's just say theoretically, for $600, if I lose that full $600, call it there. But it is also right now pretty hard to take a loss. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lie to you. So as I am not a perfect trader. So when you look at me, don't think that I am the most disciplined day trader because I am not. Not yet. Word. Specifically not yet. Bouncing off. Alright, so if we're not gonna be selling, we are wedging in. Look at that. It is literally wedging. I think we get another move to the upside. So something like that. And just looking at this as well, looking to go long because he has sold, but it failed to keep selling. So it might not fill me out here, but I think the Bulls are back in control from what it looks like. Looks like I might actually get filled or not. But I mean, hopefully that answered your question. I know that's like not the answer you probably want to hear, but for me, that's what has worked for me. And I try to be strict with my trading, but sometimes I let myself be just a little bit more carefree as well. Because I've noticed in the past, at least for me, that if I am too strict on myself, that actually starts to affect me mentally wise. Because let's say that I set a goal of like just one hard stop loss, one loss for the day, but I take that loss early on. I'm constantly thinking like, oh, like don't take a loss, don't take a loss, don't take a loss, so I can keep trading. And it's all emotions and stuff, but trying to work through it. All right, we are in. I'm looking just to kind of scalp here. See if we can get this pushed back up to the highs of this area. But yeah, I guess each sessions are different, right? When whenever I see volatility and I get stopped out, for me, the way I think is just like there's still more opportunities to come, right? So I try to catch myself the best as possible, take a deep breath, and I'm just like, all right, let's reset. Hey, like I'm fine. I took that one loss, but we still have volatility. The market is still moving, so there's still opportunity to get into the market. Now, if it's like a slow session, we move into the afternoon. I haven't taken a trade, and I take a loss, and I know that the market's not gonna keep moving. At that point, I would probably just walk away and just be like, hey, um, you know, don't want to get back in, try to screw myself up because that's very dangerous. I've been trading for a little bit over 4 years now, and I understand that trying to make losses back. Now you don't ever really want to try to make losses back because if you're down, whenever I'm down a lot, it's just very hard to make a comeback. But trying to make losses back during a slow session is like trying it's like pulling your teeth out. It just sucks. It's painful, and watching paint dry, you're like, man, I want to get this full like TP of like 20 points, but it's just moving like so slowly. So you're like, do I take profit here? Do I do this? Do I do that? You know, whatever it could be. But yeah, I mean, if there's volatility, I'm staying in the game and just kind of scalping. But if it's like slow, eh. Anyways, getting to push up ES here. We have an ask at 26, 25. We're bumping. Would love to see ES push above 71. I think should push it above 28. As long as I think we get above this candle 27, 25, should see 29, 25. So bulls are kind of in control again here. Let's see if we can get above 27, 25. Break it. Should get a pretty clean breakthrough to 29, 25 here. 27.50 on the ask. Bids at 26. Don't really want to see this stall here for sure. Can we get 28 on the ask? Because we're at 27.50. I'm looking at the ask, kind of keeping an eye out here. Don't really want to see weakness. Want to see us just push right through here. 75. I'm going to go ahead and move my stop loss up to break even here. Basically secure my trade. Be smart about it. But yeah, I'm not perfect, but I try to just do what works for me. Oh, there we go. So I'll explain the thought process for this trade here very quick after this, but you know, I like to I just trade what works for me. The latest video that I released, it's really I think sometimes whenever I was not sometimes whenever I first started out, I was so focused on trying to be like perfect and whatnot, but in reality, I just needed to take the pressure off my shoulders and be like, I'm gonna trade however works for me. It's not gonna be pretty. I'm gonna win ugly. It's gonna be absolutely probably terrible the way I trade. It's gonna look terrible, but at the end of the day, what matters for me is just making money. If I'm making money, that's great. Yeah. So appreciate it. Yep. The trade worked out. Honestly, sometimes trades don't go that perfect, but I guess I'll do a recap on that trade there. That actually, I'm surprised it came back down and filled me out. Like that was perfect. It couldn't have gone any better. I think it's very rare that that does happen where I get that kind of trade. Sometimes it might grind up, but the reason why I decided to go long here, like I said, I saw a wedge. And there's so many stuff like I'm not set on just one single strategy. There's so many things that I'm thinking in my mind, but the process here is we are at all-time highs. It's just all this stuff really doesn't matter, to be honest, because what matters is the session overall. But I wanted to take a long position because I saw ES break down, but instead of ES continuing to fall down, ES bounced back up. And whenever I see that, that means that there's weakness to the short side, and it gets me thinking like, okay, if the Bears are not going to take control and the Bulls are going to come back in, there's an opportunity for me to go in long. And the thing that is perfect is I just had 10 points. My take profit just so happened to be up at this level, support and resistance. This was previously resistance, and if you combine that with like supply and demand, they're kind of the same thing, to be honest. Supply and demand. This zone up here was resistance. It was a supply zone where the market shot down, came back up, tested it, turned into resistance, and it bounced down. All right, it sold off. My take profit just so happened to be 10 points, and it perfectly just was there. Like, to be honest, I don't know how I nailed that perfectly because that came up to like 30. Okay, so like this, sometimes this looks great, but more than most of the time, I think this is like one in like this is an A plus setup technically for me. Like the A plus setups normally don't happen. I'm sometimes taking like C and it grinds out. But anyways, not to get off topic, that's why I took that trade. So I wanted to get in here, take the position, and it just so happened to work out for me. Bulls came back. My take profit was just within in line. Now in the past, I probably would have been like, hey, let's aim, up here. And it could still go up, right? But I would be sweating. Be like, oh, is it gonna come down? Like, oh, up, down, up, down, up, down now. Like, what I do, what I do. But 10 points, hey, I can take a piece of the pie one leg at a time. If it holds up here, I think if the Bulls do want to take control, if ES starts moving back up, I think that we do maybe come test the highs up here at 42 for the Asia session. I don't know what's gonna happen with London. I haven't really traded London before, just because that's late for me, and typically today is a Sunday for me. So I normally don't trade at this time, I'm gonna be honest, but I don't have to. I have the day off tomorrow, so I was like, you know what? Why don't I log on? But a good 10 points, to be honest. I don't know if anything else has come up. I'm really feeling good. So I've taken the one trade. I might just sit here and kind of just hang out a little bit, chill out for a bit. But I mean, I think that might just be the only trade that I take for the night. I'm feeling pretty good. $200. Don't I definitely don't want to go to sleep with loss. If anything, yeah, dude. Base hits. Oh man, they add up too, and it's sometimes so hard to just accept it. But once you just do it, like it adds up. Now, do we always want to have? I mean, do I want to take bigger stabs, like bigger ones? Oh yeah, 100%. If I could get like not even 100, I'm not talking 100 trades. I'm talking if I can get 100 points in one trade, I would take that every day. But more than most of the time, base hits would you add up to. Yeah, that's true, dude. Like, and it's hard to grasp too. Like, trading really skews. I guess once you start making money, it's not just trading, right? Once you start making a lot of money, I guess it really skews your perspective of money because you, no, I wouldn't say you. For me, early on in my career, I was not happy with $200, 300, or even $100, right? Like the concept of just $100, like I don't want $100. I want 1,000. Like I can make $1,000. $100 not good, but On a funded account, if we think about it, evaluations are a little bit different. If you make $100 on evaluation, it really doesn't change your life. At least for me, my thought process is it's not real money until I get to funded. Even when you're funded, it's not really real money. But not to go on a tangent, like I don't know why in the past I was like not okay with taking $100, 200 because that's basically like half of what I make in a day working a job. If I just make $200 every day, dude, it adds up like so quick. And I was not happy with that. The concept of just taking $200 is not good because I wanted more. It's just a greed, and that affects like that affected my trading so much. But yeah, taking base hits now. Now that I've switched to taking base hits, it really just it's more freeing because it's nice and easy. I'm not having to stress, and I hate being in a trade watching the candles go up and down, especially when I'm watching it. Right? If you're monitoring your trades, to be honest, normally that's what I'm doing, monitoring my trades throughout the day. Because if I'm not at home trading, I'm trading on my phone. So like I'm trying to do my job and like looking up and down, and be like, hey, oh shoot, I trade, and I would be sitting there just like thinking about my trade. It isn't healthy at times. Yeah, so with my job, I'm definitely, blessed to be in the position that I'm in. Thankfully, I put myself in this situation too. But overall, like being connected, especially I have a couple mentors business mentors I've learned from, and they've taught me a lot of things. So I've kept my opportunities just open and talked to a lot of people. But not to go on a tangent, to answer your question, I work a 9 to 5 at a desk job. So with my current job, I'm able to really just kind of be on my phone sometimes during the day. I just listen to music for the most part, to be honest. My company's very chill, and I work my butt off. All right, I'm not saying I'm lazy. At my job, I am one of the hardest working employees there. So like I earn, basically a little bit of my freedom over there. Like I make sure I put in the work. I work just as hard as I do for them as I do for myself, just because I'm grateful to be employed. But I work that 9 to 5, so I'm able to be on my phone. So I trade the New York. Yes, I trade every day. I'm able to trade the New York Open, and I have a hybrid schedule. So I'm in office a few days throughout the week. I'm able to trade on my phone here. So I'll just trade on the phone for the New York session at work, and when I'm at home, I trade the New York on my computer as well. But yeah, like I'm just blessed to be able to be in this position. And would I prefer to be a full-time trader? Absolutely. But I'm just thankful that I have a job now that allows me to do both. Because I know that some people out there, like they work like blue collar jobs. So a lot of out there construction and stuff, like that's tough. The only time that some people are able to trade are in the maybe afternoon, or maybe the late New York session, maybe Asia Open or London, depending on what time zone you're in. And I'm not normally trading the Asia session too, but I kind of just log on to stream, kind of want to meet some people out there. Oh man, market's coming down. That trade worked out perfectly. But yeah, I mean, just very grateful for my position. I'm just saying that too because, honestly, a lot of people kind of go on a tangent here, they kind of take their position for granted. I've met some people that, you know, always just have something to complain about. I'm very grateful for what I have. But the goal now is to become a full-time day trader and really just trade. So I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming. Maybe I should stream the New York session tomorrow. I don't know. Depending on how I feel. But again, coming back into the supply zone, if ES wants to hold these lows, push back up, it should push NASDAQ. It shouldn't, right? And I'm not gonna say it should, but it might. with this, it's just always possibilities. But what about you, Solus? What do you do? Do you trade the New York? Are you construction? Are you 9 to 5? What do you do? Hey, yo, appreciate it, man. 100%, 100% appreciate you. A subscriber, man. Still on the come up, but I really do appreciate everybody that tunes into the channel and sticks around. It's always great to meet some other people too. Yeah, I have some stuff in the works. So once I can get to full 500 accounts, my goal is just to build up on capital and eventually be a full-time day trader and a couple other things down the road too. I have said this in a few previous streams, but I don't want to be a full day trader like for the rest of my life. Right now, this really is just kind of a means of an income. More so, I want to jump into like the passive investing side of things, like down the road, just so that I don't really have to work. And I guess you can say it's quote unquote passive income, right? But ultimately, there's no really true thing as 100% passive income, but it's a bit, I guess, passive enough. But trading right now is definitely great. I have an online business as well that I also have. So right now, my main focus is just on this because this is where I'm making most of my money. Look at that little bull flag starting to play out here on 3 minute chart. ES is moving up too as well. So if ES wants to bump back up to 73, I think we should get that push. Maybe chop here for a little bit longer. Trade New York to Asia. Oh, really nice. Okay, so you're that's pretty nice, Solid. 100%. So I guess you're technically, technicality, you're a full-time day trader, right? Dude, that's awesome, man. That is definitely awesome. That's my goal too. Right now, I want to get enough saved up to where I can trade full-time, focus on that. 4 years. You know what's funny, Solus? We have almost the same story. This is crazy. I don't know if, you know, it's meant to be, but I've actually been literally I'm trading for 4 years too. I think this is my fourth year. I think I started in 2021, so this is my fourth year of day trading, and only this year have I been just a little bit consistent as well. You know, what are the chances, right, Solace? But you're a little bit further along than I am right now, because you're able to, I guess, trade full time. That's awesome, dude. That like that I mean that full heartedly. Like that's awesome, dude. Keep that going, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely was blowing up a lot too. This year, what's really helped, I mean, sometimes being aggressive too. Like I just trade however, but being a little aggressive and I'm actually profitable in the year so far. By just a little bit, but it's amazing what 1 year like can do, right? So I'm definitely looking forward to the next year. But I'm enjoying this time now too. Like every day that I wake up now, I'm like, yeah, let's get after it. But dude, that's definitely nice. Being able to trade that. Once I get enough a little bit saved up, I am gonna be jumping onto the full side, but a little bit of a side gig is not bad too. I think I don't know what the pressure's like. I haven't been in your position yet, but I do know just a little bit from what I've heard from others that it can be definitely. I don't know what it would feel like to just be relying solely on day trading, but if you found consistency, dude, that's awesome. Are you trading? I'm assuming you're in the prop firm space too, because nowadays I'm not saying prop firm space is everything, but if you're not in the prop firm space, I feel like you're just leaving a lot of money on the table. Oh, yo, let's go. All right. Hey, we're moving on up. Bulls are taking control. A little bit of a bull flag played out. So get rid of that. Oh yeah, problems. Yeah, dude. You'd be missing out if you're not trading. I feel like anybody out there, not just one specific person, but it's just really it's smart to use other people's money to make you money, right? There's nothing wrong with it at all. Especially for prop firms, a small fee to potentially make so much more money. I think it'd be stupid to leave that money on the table. Unless, I guess, if you are a really, really, really like profitable day trader and you can do that in personal. I have traded a personal account before too, and that's a little bit different. Trade 5 times. Okay. Yeah, dude, 100%, man. I hope the prop firm space stays around. Like, they don't need to go away. I think the SEC is trying to change some of the rules for prop firms to make it tougher. So, like, I don't know if that's been confirmed yet. I've heard rumors, I've seen articles, but nothing has really been committed. So I'm like, come on, don't ruin it for us, you know? But those two prop firms are pretty good too, from what I've heard. What I heard, I think there's Tradify. I haven't done a full dive. I've never traded with them, but I think they have different accounts. You can get funded right away too. You can buy like literally outright, just buy a funded account, or is that with someone else? Am I thinking about another prop firm? Either way, but use prop firms, make money from them. And I know that I still have a personal live account with Tradeovate as well. So from what I've spoken with them, this is a couple years back, but I think you can actually get up to 15 personal accounts with them. And to open another account under them, or I guess another, whatever you want to call it, another account, so you can have multiple accounts, you'd have to have a really good reason to open up another one. But yeah, you can get multiple accounts too, but that requires you to use your own funds. S2F is there straight? Okay, nice. I love the proper space though. So many people out there are not aware of it, but you know what? To each their own. So the bull flag played out perfectly. Look at that. How beautiful is it? Toss up is good too. I actually I used to trade with them as well. I was actually one of their affiliates until they decided to kick all of their affiliates out once they got big. But overall, I mean, I have nothing bad to say about that. As far as like their rules and stuff, Top Step pays out. They're also a good prop firm. They pay you. If something goes wrong, they make it right. But as far as their affiliates and programs, I don't know that too much about partnering with them. But yeah, it's also a good firm. I know that there are so many more out there, and some of the newer prop firms have reached out to me and asking for partnerships. I just haven't partnered with them because they're a little bit new, and I want to see that they have consistency first before I really partner with them. I know I'm kind of going on a another tangent here, kind of off topic, but my goal right now too, is also become an affiliate for some of the prop firms. Because I mean, I've made affiliate money before too. Like, I definitely want to make money there and always want to be transparent. I don't want to just make money from day trading. I want to make money from as many avenues as possible. And I think every single trader out there should, this is my opinion, but should also strive for that so that, you can be a little bit more stress free. The less you have to think, the less you have to think about making money. I'm not saying easier, but a little bit, easier to make money in a sense. Oh, you're in NorCal? Yo, dude, that's pretty dope. So I am in Arkansas. That's where I live. So in the good old southern part of the states, affiliate game. Yeah, affiliates is awesome. I'm gonna tell you this. Like you can make a lot of good money. I think at my highest, I was bringing in around $900 to $1,000 um each month, which wasn't much, and I was just a small time. Like I that's how much I was making at like my current like subscriber account, if not a little bit less. Like that was just me being small. So like the affiliate game is definitely good. For Twitter or X, I don't have one. I only have Instagram and YouTube. That's really about it. So no Twitter yet. I probably should get on there, but or X. I'm sorry. I'm not that old, but I'm just used to it being called Twitter for some reason, you know. But X, yeah. I currently don't have one. Maybe I should get one. But kind of going on affiliate. Affiliates is you can make so much money from there, which is great too. Double dipping. I think there's nothing wrong with it too. If you are out there trading and you trade with your prop firm and you're transparent, there's nothing wrong with you know pushing affiliates as long as you trade with them. And now if you're just shoving affiliates down people's throat and you don't actually trade with that prop firm, you know, more morality, like yo, I don't really like that. But as long I think if you trade with them, it's great. Oh man, look at that, we're still going up. Yeah, and that's the thing too. I 100% agree with you, Solus. I was leaving a lot of money on the table, during my I think because I was only making I was bringing that in with just solely YouTube, and that was it. So like I left a lot of money on the table. But yeah, if you can, if you can get into it, this is not financial advice, as always, right? This is just for entertainment, but I definitely want to get back in and become partner with a little bit more platforms out there. There's nothing wrong with bringing a little bit more money. I think as long as you're transparent, you're a good person, and you show people that you do trade, hey, if you trade that prop firm, might as well make a little bit more money, right? But now it's just getting affiliated with the companies. To be honest, I probably should. I just haven't really expanded out my borders too to other prop firms because the one I'm with right now, I can take daily payouts, which is great, absolute blessing. And with my current capital, I've kind of just been a little bit passive with trying to trade with other prop firms, but I really need to expand out. I used to trade with Apex. I still have my affiliate with them. I just after what happened, I kind of lost my taste with them to be honest. Like it just left a bad taste in my mouth. So I haven't been trading. They just have so many rules, and I think you can make money with them. They pay. Like they're legit. They will pay you. It's just that they have so many rules that I really don't like trading with them. But I know that I think Trade Day also offers um daily payouts. So right now, just my goal is to stick with this, get the full 500, get some more capital, and then expand out. Because I'll be honest, trading multiple accounts, trying to like navigate, trying to I guess I'm losing my thoughts here, but trying to manage multiple accounts is tough at times. Yeah, so I was with Apex. I was denied a payout. I don't know if it was the 30% rule. I think, to be honest, I think I'm looking back now. I really don't know where they got me. It might have been the flipping rule, but like they allow you to flip. So I just don't know why I was denied out. They never really gave me a reason to. They just said, "Hey, you broke this rule," and it's been a while, so I've kind of forgotten it. But that was frustrating because I was at the beginning of this year and I was like, man, I was really looking forward to getting that payout so I can get other, more funded accounts, and also because at that point you don't know when you're gonna blow up, right? Going on full tilt, as perfect as a any other day trader that out there might claim to be, people still go on tilt. It happens. So I was like, man, like just risking me losing the account. So, but I really don't know what the rule was. I try to get them to explain to me, like, hey, can I talk to the rep? I guess whoever denied me, but Apex won't give you. They won't let you talk to them at all. What they say goes, and it is what it is. Is basically what I the message I got. Like, hey, you got denied. Too bad. What we say goes. It doesn't matter. You can't rebuttal. If we say you broke a rule, but you showed us proof that you didn't break a rule, it doesn't matter. Your evidence, at the end of the day, what we say goes. We are the law. That's just kind of the message I got from them. So I was like, okay, I get it. They pay out, but if you're gonna operate like that, it really just left a bad taste. But who knows? Maybe they get better. They did pay me out though. I did end up getting paid out on those accounts. But if they do get better one day, who knows? I think some people can change, right? But overall, I want to get some more other platform accounts, and I probably could just become affiliated with them and start pushing out. But like I said, I actually want to trade with them, and as hard as it is, because I literally could just become an affiliate guy, but I don't know, I just hate that. Like, if you're gonna promote a company, you should at least be working with them, right? Like testing the product, using the product that you promote. I get you want money, but come on, at least use the product. Show me that it's good. So that's just kind of my thought behind it, and that's just how I feel, you know. So once I do get those accounts, when I start trading with them, then I'll probably start promoting them. But I'm thinking about doing it too as well. I think I should probably move on. It's just right now, like I said, managing multiple accounts is already pretty tough just for one prop firm. Now, trying to manage multiple prop firms can sometimes be tough. And obviously, I think if I'm copy trading, it'd be easier. But man, copy trading, it's a whole another game in itself. In essence, it seems easy, but when you take a loss, in that moment, it is way different, right? I can sit here and just say, just copy trade. Like, it's so easy. You can just trade all at once. But like, I've just been in so many situations where it's like, it's a lot easier said than done. Because when that moment comes, the question is, can you contain yourself and not get emotional? Some people are really good at that, but currently, right now, with the position I'm in, I just know that I probably have a higher. I don't probably. I know I more than likely will go on full tilt because I've done that in the past, and I'm not at a point here. I'm just very honest with myself and realize what I'm good at and what I'm not good at yet. So with that, I'm gonna stick to my strengths and work on my weaknesses as well. Play to what works. Eventually, I am gonna get there to where I can copy trade. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but with that, I just gotta get experience in it. I'm not saying that I won't ever do it, and I'm not making. I guess it sounds like it's excuse to not to do it, but in reality, I just gotta get better first, and it's I'm working towards it, right? Well, look at that. Moved on up. ES didn't break down, so we're going on up. That is absolutely a beautiful set right there. Could have taken another trade, but like I said, Asia session, yo, I'm happy with that. $200, log that in. Yeah, self awareness. Yeah, dude, 100%. You know, eh, we never know. Like, I never know when I'm gonna go on full tilt, but 100%, I agree with you. It's just that one trigger, that one thing, right? And sometimes it can get out of control very easily. One little thing just clicks off, and for me, like this is something that very rare has happened. I take one loss, and this happened last week too, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost went full tilt. I think it was on last week on one of the days. I was stupid, and I somehow was like, oh, I just want to, because my day was pretty busy. So I was like, all right, I just want to get in, take a quick trade, be done with my one and done. Took a loss. I was like, oh shoot, well let me just. I think the market's gonna go back up. Let me get back in, and I got revenge traded, and then like ended up almost going on full tilt. Caught myself luckily, and I was like, hold on, take a deep breath. Just I was down like 450 $500. I was like, just take a deep breath, take little profits, just go back to what I was doing. So like I had to calm down and then scraped my way back up. I think I ended up making like $100. I was like, all right, I'm done. But yeah, tilt is always around the corner. You know, you just don't know when it's gonna happen. But the thing is, just gotta be learning to be a little more emotionally aware of when that situation comes up. Trying to try my best to really just not go until. But I think that also comes with experience as well, and being in that situation. It's just some people out there can just make a click, and that's really what I'm trying to aim to. But over time, I'm definitely, I think, a lot better than where I was at like 3 years ago, right? When I first started. Shoot, going into whatnot. Getting experience is, I think, really where everything, it just matters so much to have that actual experience of like, oh, okay, realizing that one, you don't need to go, if you, whenever I'm in a loss, just realizing that, hey, I can always just come back. Not trying to go in full tilt. Lose my train of thought there. But hey, look at that. Haha. Worked out. Wedge played out. We were wedging. I was like, we're probably gonna break out. And it happened. Yeah. Yeah, top types Project X. I would say, oh, what the freak? Oh, that is nice. Being able to lock out. That is definitely for sure helpful. I think that's a pretty good feature that they implemented. Because if you lock out, there's no way to go back in. That's smart. And that's really the best way to do it. Sometimes you just have to have someone else just force it. Once you close it, you really can't do anything else anymore. Get back to it. Where's the market? Well, or I'm assuming, what are your what rules do you have implemented for yourself, Solace? Because realistically, I say I have rules, but I'm kind of I'm really more so carefree. I'm like, hey, just make money and get out, type of thing for me, which isn't healthy. But hey, do what works. That works for me, and it's bringing in income, so there's no need to. Don't fix what's not broken, right? I think is a quote. But yeah, that's me. Let's see here. Yes, moving on down. Not surprising. So NASDAQ is up at the high, and ES is chilling here. So good chance. Moves another bull flag. Could be a deeper of a pullback than what it potentially could be. Yeah, either way, so I'll let you know. What are your rules? I'm always interested, you know. I love to see other traders and what kind of rules they have set for themselves and what they do. So 17, okay, so when you hit 17%, $3. That's awesome right there. 17%, okay. That's super solid. 50Ks. Yep. 50Ks are the best, dude. Whenever I trade with Top Step, like I started out with 100,000, but really what they have now, like 50,000. Oh, actually, I trade with $100,000. That's what I use, but like 50Ks are not bad too. That's even more impressive that if you're, because I know that they have a lower drawdown on the $50,000 accounts. So that's impressive that you're able to do that. Like props to you. Because for me, I want to have as much drawdown as possible, but when you are able to play like that, you have really like you have good discipline. We'll say that because it's so. I feel like for me, I'll just be honest. For me, it's a lot harder not to go on. It's easier to go on full tilt if I have lower drawdown because I'm like, oh, or there's only like $800 left. Let's say I take a like what $600 loss. I think they have a 15. I think it's $1,500. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've traded with them, but for me, if I don't have like $800 left of drawdown, it's very easy to just be like, well, there's only $800 left. Let me just full port, right? But that's definitely awesome, and you know, staying accountable too. I think that's a really good thing. When you stay accountable to somebody else, it really forces you to be even more disciplined because you're telling them like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and if you don't do that, they're gonna get you. Be like, hey, you said you were gonna do this. What happened? You know. So reason 2 months in a row. Zipper. Oh yeah, I agree too, Solace. We're more alike than we are different. You know what? It's kind of crazy. But yeah, giving back gains, dude, I absolutely hate it. I'm agreeing with you in agreement as well. If I'm up multiple trades in a row, yo, up two trades, winning back to back, let's just call it, you know? Because giving back money, there's a thing with losing money, but giving back money is probably one of the worst feelings. Because that will, man, oh, that'll push me over until so easily, right? Because I've had it happen so many times before, even in a trade too. Even if I haven't like realized a trade, if I'm in a trade and it's like realized unrealized profit is like, let's say $600. You know, I've been in a trade where I've been up $800. Didn't take that. It came back out. I ended up only taking $200, and now I'm like, what the heck? I was up $800. I gave back the gains, and then I'm like, no, I got to get back in. Like I can get it. Oh, dude, that was screw. Oh man, that number one of the biggest killers of accounts for me was giving back profits. That's the worst feeling, dude. Because for me, if I take a loss, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I didn't really go up. It just came straight to my loss. I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. But when you give back gains, the thoughts come in of like, man, I was up. Why did I give back? I'm so freaking stupid. I can get that back. Let me go back in very quick. You know, if let me just get back to, the $800. I would be happy. Once I get there, then I'm like, well, you know, now that I'm up this amount, I probably have a little bit more breathing room. Let me try to push it. I ended up, what normally happens is, you go from having a $800 day to now your account's gone. It's like, oh man, what happened? Minis, not always. I traded micros for a short stint, on the funded. Now, whenever I was trading my personal, I traded micros only, right? Because with minis, it's really hard to trade minis in a personal because you need to have a little bit of money, around $2,000 realistically, to have cushion. But yes, for now, I've only traded minis on the funded accounts. And the reason why is, I'll just be honest, this is me. Like, minis are a little bit too slow for me. Like, I want to make money. This sounds bad, but hear this right way. I'm trying to make money as quick as possible, be in and out of a trade. And there's nothing wrong with micros either. I know that with micros, you can actually just obviously add more to it. So 10 micros equals one mini, right? So I can probably just go add up to it. And I've thought about trading with micros as well because I know that, dude, it's so much less. So I could probably have a bigger breathing room. But for now, I just want to, I like trading the minis because the way I trade, I have a 10-point stop loss. You know what? Let me just show you. This is my take profit and stop loss. So I actually have like a negative R&R. So risking a little bit more for, I think it's $50 more, $50, $60, whatever, a little bit more than my take profit. But that's okay with me because my take profits usually get hit pretty quick. But yeah, I just like trading. I just can't trade micros right now. For me, it's a little bit too slow. I'm not saying that it's bad, but just me personally, I like trading the minis because if I get caught in a good trade, I want to be in a mini. And I know that with micros you can size in as well. But if you can make money with micros, respect to you. I know that there's a trader out there on YouTube. I think it's Trades with Travis. He trades with micros. That guy can make some money. He makes a lot of money with trading micros. I'm assuming Solace you size in with the micros because I know that micros are amazing in the sense of like you can really do a lot of damage because you can add up to it the equal amount of a mini as well on a trade. And if you get caught in a really good trade, you can just size in. So I'm assuming that you size in with yours as well. Micros are power in the sense of you're able to size in. Okay, 2 to 4. It's pretty good. So yeah. Ah, that's smart. Copy trading. That is definitely. That's probably what I need to do, to be honest. If I'm gonna copy trade, you know what? It's a good way to do it, Solace. Definitely agreed. I think if I'm gonna copy trade, I might switch on over to micros. And also as well, I think with the current volatility that we have now, minis are definitely good for me. But I think you were definitely there. I think it was it March? Or was I think it was towards the beginning of the year for the US whenever Trump got in office. The market was going super wild. I think you were there and I was using minis then. That was literally the stupidest thing I did. Like I was blowing accounts left and right, funded accounts that were just like it just vanished instantly because we were moving like 100 points in literally like a minute candles. Like I think you were there for that. That point, I should have used micros. Oh, dude, that was insane. Yeah, yeah, dude, exactly. Like that was wild. If we get that sort of volatility, I'm switching to micros. I've learned my lesson, right? Maybe I might get a little bit, a little bit greedy and switch to the minis, but dude, that like yeah, insane. One micro, you were still making like over hundreds of dollars like so quickly. You take a good trade. It was insane. I think a lot of traders even were saying like they had never ever seen a volatility like that and their years of trading. And I don't know if we're I don't know if we're ever gonna get to that anytime soon. That sort of volatility, definitely took that for granted. Oh, I look back at it and obviously, power of hindsight, I'm just like, man, I should have used micros, but no, I didn't. I was stupid. So for now, the way we're moving, definitely sticking to 2 minutes from now. Now, crypto. Well, I'm gonna just say no. I have some Dogecoin, but to be honest with you, like it's very minimal. And actually, it's funny because I actually had not so much, but I actually, whenever Doge was on like doing its big thing, I was actually like in it, up $4,000 in Doge. I didn't take it. This was with Robinhood. Ended up only cashing out $400,000 for $8,000. Can you believe it? Insane. What about you? I'm assuming, are you in crypto? Also, I would love to do a little bit more research because I know that crypto is open. Crypto is 24/7, right? If you're in it, I don't know if the market for crypto ever closes. If I've if I'm correct, I could be wrong. But there's a lot of things that I have left to learn. Oh yeah, that's smart. Actually, on that, do you have any Bitcoin? Bitcoin, insane. When it went over 100,000, so many people were like, "Oh, Bitcoin's gonna fail," and oh, obviously, back in 2011, I was like 11, right? I was young. Whenever Bitcoin first came out, so like I didn't have a clue what it was. So I messed out because I was young. This is my excuse. I was still just but a preschooler. Not preschooler, but a middle schooler. I think Bitcoin's definitely it's insane. I think Bitcoin still just continue to climb too. A lot of people are saying it's gonna crash, but it's going. I think. What's the other one? Is it Ethereum that is at 1,000? Yeah, altcoins. Yeah, definitely good. What kind of altcoins do you have? I don't know much about the crypto space, so I'm not gonna act like I'm a professional in that because I'm not. I just trade futures. I know a little bit about options, but I am but a wee man in a world of day trading. All I know is I love futures, but get into other space. I definitely want to get some, I guess, invested into some, I guess, crypto too as well. Because I mean, look, money, like it's a legit field to make money, right? From what I've seen, it's just that there's so many, and this is everywhere too, right? And any day trading space, there's a lot of people out there that scam, right, with the courses and whatnot. But it's like if we're talking just the field itself, it's legit. Yeah, crash. But hey, if it flushes, it's just a reason to buy the dip, right? Right? Hey, coming down just gives me an opportunity to get in. That's how I see it as a day trader. You want to come down, give me a better premium to buy in? Hey, 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 give me a discount or not premium. If you want to give me a discount, I will gladly get in on a discount. And give me that discount. I'll take it any day. Obviously, there's no guarantee that the market's gonna go up, right? It could flush and never go back up, but hey, they just let me in. Right. Okay, so XRP, that's pretty good. Algorand, AVEX. Nice. Okay. Can you can you mine those altcoins, or is that only with like, I don't know how to say it. I don't know the right terminology, so I'm gonna sound stupid, but I guess quote unquote the ones that the most, I guess, common coins out there. Can you, like, I know you can mine Bitcoin, right? But can you mine those altcoins? I actually had one at one of my old jobs. One of my coworkers was mining. He bought a couple like NVIDIA graphics card and he was mining on his computer. But can you mine? I don't know. That's actually a good thing. I'm curious because that was a huge thing a couple years ago. People mining, and they had like big, basically plans of like servers just to mine. I'm gonna Google that, I guess, or I guess ask Copilot, can you mine altcoins? Oh, okay, nice. So couple down Ravencoin, Ergo, Caspa, Monero, Ethereum Classic, etc. Okay. It wouldn't be bad mine at all. It's so demanding of computer too. Like crypto's definitely nice. I think there are some like outside of crypto too, like some stocks that I want to get in and kind of just put some money in and kind of forget about it. And I was explaining one of my streams as well. It's not much, but Nvidia with the way it's up, like it's insane. I think a couple years back, this was with Cash App. I had $1 in there, so I was like, you know what? Why don't I just put $1 into Nvidia? Like, shoot, it's just $1. Like, what's gonna happen, right? So a couple years ago, before Nvidia had its blow up here recently, I guess last year, and I decided just like, you know what, let me check it. At that point, I was up. This is very small, but I'm going somewhere with this, okay? Basically, had $1 invested. I checked my account after the blow up, and I was up to $900, which was a 900% return. And now I'm at $12 and moving up to 13. That is a 1,300% return. And I look back at it, and obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. Nobody has a crystal ball. Yeah, 9x. And I look back, I'm like, dude, what if I would have just put $1,000 in there, or like put my whole life savings, right? Whatever. If I would have put like over 10 grand, a 1,300% return on that, I'm like, oh, what is that even? Let's do some math. 10,000, is it, would we multiply it times 13? Okay, maybe that's not right. I think it's divided. I can't do the math. Look, I'm Asian. I'm not good at math, okay? I'm not the stereotypical Asian that is good at math. So if you're like, dude, you should be good at math, I'm not, okay? But 13, like, oh, I look back at that, I'm like, dude, I would have been, I guess you just do 1,300 times 1,000. Is that right? Oh, you're right. 1,000 plus 13. Yeah, I mean, if I put $1,000, yeah, you're right. You're right. So it's, see, I'm not good at math. Now, when it comes to making money, I can get really pristine. I think if it comes to money, hey, I know where every penny's going, but dang, like, I'd be up that much. That's insane. 13,000. If I would have put, oh, that's $1,000. 10,000 plus 13%, pay 140,000. But obviously, we don't have a crystal ball, right? So we don't know where it's gonna go. But I'm like, I look back at it and just like, oh, dude. So like, this is what I want to do: is just put money into some stocks and kind of just forget about it, right? And let it go up. But gosh, coming back to the market, it just, yo, this is the stair step of death. That's crazy. Look at it; it's just continuing to go up. Wedge played out. So something like this. There we go. This was the wedge breakout. Look at that wedge pattern. But yeah, I just want to have a lot of money, put it into a stock, and kind of forget about it, and come back to it, and just be like, oh, I'm up this amount. But definitely want to invest into dividends as well. That's one of my goals is get enough capital to invest into dividend accounts, not accounts, dividend stocks. Because I know I think Apple offers some dividends. One of the ones that I had some money in was Realty Income. Their ticker symbol is O. But that's the go-to. Like, there's so much that I want to do, but I just don't have the funds to do all of that. So this right now is a means of a way to earn that income. Definitely a great way to do it. My opinion. Just got to get the capital first. Man, that's insane. This, how many people here were trying to short here, expecting the market? I think that's probably why we got this move too. Yeah, that's so true. Cause like Bitcoin, I think it. What is Bitcoin at? DCA. That's just wild. Yeah. Honestly, the market has just continued to go up too. Yep. Even the dips. And overall, I mean, let's just look at, oh, this, I can't pull back the data, pull back because this is future. So, but either way, yeah, 100%, dude. Like, even if you bought the highs a couple years ago, you would still be up, dude. Like you said, I remember whenever I first started trading 4 years ago, and I think you remember this too, saw this. NASDAQ was at like 14,000, I think, whenever I first started. And everybody's like, oh, there's no way we're gonna eclipse 20,000. Is it 20,000? Yeah, yeah, 20,000. Like, there's no way we're gonna eclipse the 20,000 mark. Look where we're at now, and that was just 4 years ago. And obviously, we don't have a crystal ball, but it's insane. All this 2008 happens again, which I was like 8 years old then. But like the market has just continued to go up, and kind of just thinking out loud, not financial advice, but the market more than likely is probably just gonna keep going up. You're probably right. It's been a while. Like that was 4 years ago, so it might be 16,000. So maybe I might be thinking of something else, or I just don't have the numbers right. But I know that it was definitely not in the 20,000, not at all. Yeah, even if I would have just you bought back then, you'd still be up, and we're still going up. Look at that. This is Asia. We're literally up. We just made new highs, new all-time highs on NASDAQ. Insane. That's a crazy way. I think everybody's the initial fear. I think what really drives the market, obviously, it's it sounds stupid, and I think it's a very easy answer, but like fear really drives it. When everybody thinks that I'm kind of just thinking to myself here, but when everybody thinks that the market's gonna crash, what happens? They sell. Somebody's gonna buy, so they collect all of that and get their premium. On that note, I'm trying to get more into the mindset of thinking like an institution, as per se, versus being a retail trader, right? Like total different mindsets. Institutional traders, I don't have a full insight, but Those big banks, they just trade differently. Where people have fear, they don't, right? Like they do. It's really just like the opposite of what the just I guess the masses do. I think I would definitely want to get into one of those institutions and kind of question, just kind of ask some questions around how they think. Because if you can think like an institution, that's where the big money's made. Not saying that you can't do it as a retail trader, but institutions obviously they have the funds, right, to make those trades. But a lot of successful traders that are legit usually say the same thing too, right? Of like, hey, think like a big bank. What would they do? Where people are selling, that's where big banks are coming in and buying, driving up that premium. And as the premium goes up, fear kicks in. Everybody's like, I don't want to, well, FOMO kicks in. I don't want to get left behind. Let me get in. And so they just keep driving up price. And then the market looks overextended. And settlers are like, oh, hey, I think the market's going to crash here. Like, we're coming up to this level. I think the market's not going to make new highs. And they keep selling. But the big banks are like, hey, keep selling. I'll keep buying your position. We're going to keep driving the price up. And one of my buddies, he said this, the market can stay, um, shoot, I'm trying to think of the quote. Can stay, uh, hold on, I'm trying to find the quote. Stay, oh, yeah, the quote is the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. He told me that, like, that was one of the quote I heard. I was like, dude, I kicked in. So that kind of clicked in my mind of, like, the market will squeeze you dry first before it gives you with the move that you want. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You got it, Solace. Thank you, dude. And this is just a few months ago too. And I was like, dude, it's kind of helped me too, because I definitely would have been like the guy. Unless when I'm going fall tilt, if I'm going fall tilt, it doesn't matter. But trying to keep a calm mind, thinking of like, hey, you know, everybody is probably thinking about shorting here because of this, but let's just be patient. How many people are trying to short here? Let's just do the opposite of that, right? That's just what it is. Market can stay rational longer. And then what I would have done was take small losses, and then the market would have went my way. I just had that happen too many times before. You gotta love experience, right? If I look back at it, there's a question, I've, some people like to sometimes ask, and it's a valid question. Like if you knew, if you could go back and you knew what you knew now, would you trade it? Like, would you do it? And maybe the younger me, I would have been like, yeah, but as I'm getting a little bit more mature, I'm kind of like, no, I'm good. Yeah, I probably could have saved some time, but really, I wouldn't be where I'm at now, mindset wise, if I had not gone through that experience, right? Like, sure, we learned, but the only reason why I learned this was because I went through all that experience. So, going through the struggle, I think sometimes it definitely builds character. It's needed for development, and you can't just become successful without going through that development. I think every trader has to go through their own ups and downs, but realistically, yeah, 100%. Like I wouldn't be me today if I didn't go through that. And does it suck? Yeah. Like I hated going through it. And one thing I've come to learn is that it sucks whenever you're going through bad experiences, and it's not just trading too. Like I guess it's like a universal experience. Like when you're going through life and you're just going through the bad experiences. It sucks at that moment because you can't see the end of the tunnel, but when you make it out and you look back at those experiences, you're like, man, like it made us and I made it through. And the thing is, once you learn that, now you're able to pass that knowledge onto others as well, and you can actually help others get to where you're at. Right? If someone wants to change, it's like it's different when you actually have that experience because you can relate to people and help them as well. Yeah, 100%. And now that when someone else is going through that same journey you are as well, you can offer, like you can actually relate. You know, one thing is I'm in fitness too as well, so I'm not a formal personal trainer, but I have helped some people as well when it comes to like trying to get fit and get in shape and whatnot. But there are some personal trainers out there that just have read the knowledge but have never ever really worked out and gone through that experience. So while they're trying to offer some advice for someone that's trying to get fit, trying to lose weight, you know, they're they don't understand what it's like to actually go through it. You know, and relating to this as well is like going through that journey. It's just worth it. You have to go through it. It's what will shape you. If you can make it out of it, you look back, you're like, dude, I'm so glad, you know, that I went through the experiences I did when I first started out, the struggle, because it has made me a better person overall and just like mindset wise. So I wouldn't trade it. Now, going through it sucks, like I said, you know, but once you come out of it, it always just feels good. Look at that, new highs for NASDAQ overnight. So we have 800s in sight. Oh, that's crazy. But we have a huge gap, so if this gap doesn't get filled this week, that is gonna be insane. Because I feel like whenever it does want to fill it, it's gonna be just a huge knife, and it's just gonna fall. Gonna be crazy. Yo, I'll be right back. Oh. All right, I'm back. I was drinking my coffee and I didn't notice, but yeah, there's like a roach in there, dude. I was like, dude, have I been sipping out of this? It's about done, so I was like, I'll just toss it. Man, disgusting. I'm just kidding. It's not as bad. I was like, I'm done drinking that. Balls are definitely aggressive up here. Trying to push it up. Kind of crazy because ES hasn't. So NASDAQ has made new highs, but ES is lagging. I guess ES made some really tough highs. 6,900. Question is, will ES ever eclipse the 10,000 mark? This is a real question. Overall, I think this is probably a good spot for me to call it. Overall, took a good trade down here. solid 10 points for this account. I'm really done. Could have taken another trade here, but that little account, that one trade was good enough. Didn't want to risk trying to take another trade and then give back the profits. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Solace, appreciate you tuning in as well, keeping the chat live. Other than that, happy trading. I know that this is on Asia, so we still have tomorrow's session for New York. As always, trade smart and